Oh, hello there, modelers. Um, just checking in here, give a little update on how the decals are going. Pretty good so far. Just put on the pinstriping there along the back, and you can see actually that the solvent's still setting up there actually right now, so it's still kind of wet. The two sides are done here, and you can see they're also kind of just getting that matte look. The back is done, the hanger bay lights there. So, and the impulse engines, they're done as well. So, going really well. I obviously did the gloss coat on there as well yesterday, and that came out pretty well. Had a little bit of pooling here, just a little bit. So I was doing a little bit of sanding down earlier tonight, and then just buffed it out. So it's still slightly noticeable, but I don't think that that's gonna show when I get my I'm gonna put on the flat coat over top. I think that's gonna be just fine. So yeah, came out really well. Just enjoying putting on the decals. Always fun. I was just about to put on up on the main saucer here. I want to put on my number 14 here, which just kind of runs between the impulse deck and the lower deck for the lower deck, or whatever deck that is. Deck 2 and 3. Anyway, so yeah, I think maybe I'll even do that just right now. So let's just get this guy in the water here. So I just hold it in there, count to 10. That's probably enough. Just let that lay out here for a little bit, and I'll get my solutions. Start with the Decal Fix. Put a drop of that out. My palette here. Actually, I'm just going to add just a little bit of water. It's a little bit thick, that Decal Fix, so I always just add just a little bit of water there. Okay. Just clean the brush up here. And just get ready with the brush to take that off here. Of course, it wants to be always a lot of fun there. I'm going to get a little bit more water in there. A bit more flexible, and then I have a little tool here. It's just so what's interesting there is that I'm not sure why is that decal so long. is a great question. So what I might do, I can actually go underneath this. I don't have, this actually is not actually attached. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something here. I want to keep this wet, so let me just get some more water here until I decide what I'm doing. So I'm not going to be able to get that down under there. So I think I'm going to have to cut that. I can't quite believe that. But it does seem to be the case. For whatever reason. Like I say, I don't think I can get that up because... well, maybe I can. Oh, can. Never mind. I thought I might not be able to get that up because... of the varnish. But apparently that's not true yet. I want to make sure I get that perfectly straight there. Just look at that from above. Okay, and that's basically got that. It's just, you can see it's just about finished drying up there. In fact, I may even just add just a bit more here, just on the back end where I was mucking around. That's just a little bit more of my softener. You can actually keep adding layers of that, but I find with this particular, it's not like I'm trying to go into any kind of, I'm not trying to mold the decal into anything here, it's just flat, so I just want it to be edgeless. I'm pretty happy with how that's working out. It's really coming along nicely, and yeah, just in general, you can see the really nice results there, I think. Almost all the decals on, just three left. This guy, that guy, and then the main number one. This one. To go on the top front. Now I'm going to actually take this apart, so I'm going to do it in pieces just because it's an awful lot of film. It'll probably cover okay, but I've got grid lines, so there's no reason that I can't know exactly where those letters and where the white lights will go. So I'm going to do that. You can see you've got all of the decals on, all the little details there. Looking really, really good. Really happy with all of them. And just have tonight been really working on the three on the neck. I actually have the neck on this side as well done. Keep putting my microsol there. There is a little bit of you can see that little bit of a seam just between sort of the turquoise on the neck there. So same with this one, just putting lots of microsol in there. I may take the X-Acto in there and just give it a little bit of just with the weight of the X-Acto. And then just keep putting it down in there. This one's taking quite a lot too, because there's a couple of things. There's lots of these little pieces, and this one kind of goes over sort of a complicated mountain there, and then a valley, and so it's got quite a lot. But smart, I probably would have cut that out, but it's actually doing pretty good. You can see the microsol's got it kind of going down in there pretty good now. Probably a couple more coats, because I mean, we can't do anything about is this little, there's like a little moon crescent part. You can see it actually on this side before there's anything there. See that little relief thing? I'm not sure. The little relief thing. Anyway, it just makes it kind of right here, where it's a little half moon. That's kind of a complicated little thing to work around, but that's what's happening. Generally it's been working really well. Put lots of microsol in here and actually did cut those. I've got it here. Might as well just put another little bit of microsol down in this area. That's really one of the key areas, and then down in this area, obviously, as well. I really lay it in there. And then while I'm at it, I usually just give it a little bit more anyway, just let the decal kind of go down in there, just even a little further. I don't know that it makes any difference. I just feel like a couple coats of microsol don't hurt. I could be wrong on that, but I've never. And then usually just put a little bit more on these guys. Especially those two where they've got to go down in there. This one I haven't been doing anymore. I'm really happy with how that laid down. So I just don't think I need anything more on that. Absorb a little bit of the extra runoff there. So that is kind of pulling down in there pretty good now. Just having a look at tonight's work. As I mentioned, I think really the big thing that I had left was actually this side. So both the nacelle decal and then the main secondary hull there as well. And yeah, those both are done there now. Had a slight more difficult time of it. All the decals I did, no problems. This one actually tore in several spots here at the very end. Actually 3 spots. I'm not sure if you can fully see it there. There isn't the slightest of... It's not perfectly put back together, but it took about half an hour of trying to piece those together on the model. The smallest little hairline here. Not sure if you'll be able to see that or not there. There, yeah, so that's the one of the disappointment, but it's not perfect. But you do have to kind of zoom in there. So that's the one good thing. Normally we're not zooming in, and from normally can't really see it if you don't tell somebody. Anyway, the rest of that went really well. And then this, of course, was the main bit of work was on my labels, and this is really fresh. In fact, I just have some more microsols just setting up here now, and you can even see, not sure if you can or not, but how it is in that state where it's kind of got it kind of suckered up all around in here. So it's kind of like really the way these solutions work, it kind of expands it and then it kind of shrinks in, and you can see that it's kind of pulling in, and then it'll actually rest out. So overnight that should actually start resting a bit. But yeah, really happy with that. I think it's going to work really well. Going to get good. The dull coat should go pretty well over that, and take away of course, there's the shiny layer of the film from the decal, but that's to be expected. The thing we're trying to avoid is if you look underneath, so it's not the shiny that's the worry, because that'll go away. It's any spots where there's like that silvering, or that, where it didn't properly seat. And right now it's a little misleading. There's a couple spots where you can say, oh, that looks like silver. It's actually not silver. I just haven't washed it yet. I have to wash the solution off. Hey guys, just quick update. Obviously got out the flat coat. I used Mission Models flat clear coat, which I've had pretty good success with in the past. I also combine it with 10% polyurethane and 10% thinner. Seems to work pretty okay. So yeah, as you can see, it's a lot duller. Pretty happy. It's really settling in nice. The decals are really fading in, which when I've tested with this particular one, it should come out almost perfect, like it's been painted on there. So I just did obviously the nacelles and secondary hull. I didn't. I'm going to do the primary hull tomorrow night when I can hold the back end. I just didn't want to. I have nothing really to hold on the back, and I just want to split it up over 2 nights. So, but I wanted to let you see how that's going so far. It's looking great. Really excited about how it's all coming along. Hey guys, so this is kind of the final check-in for my 1000 original Enterprise build. It is done, so that's just been a lot of fun, and I'm really happy with the results. I think it turned out great. Everything that I had kind of hoped for, and probably even more. I wasn't sure, as you might recall, when I first started, whether I was even going to do the weathering, or the grid lines for that matter. I just wasn't 100% sure what I was going to take on here, but I did end up kind of doing everything that I wanted to do. So that's some of the weathering that I really love, and even the tan arc, which again, as you know, I debated about, and my domes. I'm really happy with how the domes turned out. Anybody who watched any of my stuff there, they'll know that was lots of trial and attempts at different things, and I'm really happy with that turned out, and that I think that smoky, sort of the smoky look on them turned out really well. So it's not that they're just matted or scuffed or anything. They just kind of got that. It just turned out great. I really love the look of that. Yeah, decals all turned out great. Shadow Bay looks awesome. Everything looks great. It's just I love having it and being able to look at it on my little display stand there with my with the Botany Bay. That one you've seen just here. Botany Bay that goes along with it and rides along. Turned out really well as well. Happy with the weathering there as well, I think, and pretty authentic color. I'm really happy with how the colors turned out. Again, pretty much just what I was looking for. So yeah, overall, really a lot of fun. Just a great kit, both of these, and just a classic kit. I'm even thinking about getting another one and maybe doing either the Mirror Universe Enterprise or the first pilot, just to have that the really original, It's like here's started quite a really different Enterprise, that original pilot. There was no white lights; it's all black lights. A lot simpler. The colors different. Bigger bridge piece for sure, and different domes, and in the sense that there's kind of a spike in them, and so a bunch of little differences. And it would just be neat to have that other version, kind of how it all really began, to go alongside this guy. So I might even do that. Sure, certainly was just really fun to build this model, and I really love the results. Everything's just. I do have a big 350, 1:350 scale waiting for me. But I'm just doing a few other, and this for me was a good demo of a lot of the same things I'm going to be doing on the 350, kind of the colors and the weathering and just all of this, and the grid lines. So this is really just a little mini version of pretty much exactly what I'm going to have in the 3-foot version of my Enterprise. But this one's got a kind of nice size because it sort of sits really nicely on a desktop. So it does have some real advantages, this 1:1000. Also, I have a bunch of the other 1:1000 sort of period pieces to go with this. So I have the Klingon battlecruiser D7 from original series. That's 1:1000, and then I don't have yet, but I'm going to get the Romulan 1:1000 ship as well. And then I also have the refit 1:1000 and the Klingon bird of prey from Star Trek 3 and 4 that also is 1:1000. So kind of just those period, it's a good scale to kind of have all the sort of ships from that original the original generation Star Trek crew and their ships and the Klingons that went with them. Anyway, hope you enjoyed building this along with me, and that you'll join me in my some of my other builds, and like and subscribe and all of that good stuff.